Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You may notice a slight change of scenery, and that is because my husband and I just bought our first house. So we're super excited, and I'm sitting in a big empty room right now, so I apologize for the echo, but it kind of is what it is. This is the best room for lighting, so here we are. So today I want to talk about the difference between buying into the Disney Vacation Club membership and renting DVC points. So if you're watching this video, you're probably one of two people. You either love Disney just like me and you're just curious about what the DVC membership is and renting points and all that, or you're seriously contemplating buying into the membership yourself and you're doing a ton of research. So this video is just my opinion. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, so take it with a grain of salt, but I am gonna go over kind of what buying into the membership entails, what renting points entails, and then kind of talk about what are some similarities and differences and how do you come to the conclusion of is buying the membership best for you or is just renting points best? So let's go ahead and get into it. So first, when you buy into the Disney Vacation Club membership, you are actually purchasing real estate. So you have to pay a down payment, it comes with annual dues, you are actually purchasing a piece of property. So that's really what you're buying into. You own a very small percentage of Disney and you are pretty much making payments on that for however many years your contract goes for. So buying into the membership does come with a ton of perks. So you get 10% off food and merchandise. You get exclusive access into different events and lounges and VIP kind of areas, so that's kind of cool. And then you also get to take advantage of the Florida resident rate for the annual passes. So you do get to save a little money with tickets. And then lastly, you get to book your home resort 11 months in advance. So those are pretty much the main core things that come along with buying into the membership versus renting points, where you really don't get a lot of those advantages and things like that. So the biggest difference is when you rent points, you are not buying into any kind of contract. You are pretty much going through a third party, kind of like Airbnb or VRBO, and you're renting someone else's piece of property. And then I know if you go through David's DVC rental, you also get to book 11 months out at any of those resorts. So some of the similarities, let's talk about that. So the biggest thing right now, the big hype, is the parking fees. So DVC owners and people who rent do not have to pay those pesky parking fees. And then also with DVC, you get to take advantage of a lot of the basic perks, but you don't have to buy tickets to book the dining plan. So I know that's a big thing. If you just want to come and enjoy the resort and eat great food, but maybe, not head to the parks that one trip, you can book the dining plan. So that is one nice thing. And again, that's for if you are a member or if you rent. You also get to take advantage of the 60-day fast pass window and extra magic hours. So those are pretty basic things, but it doesn't matter if you buy or rent. Anybody staying in a DVC villa can take advantage of those things. Okay, now that we've kind of talked about what the differences are, what the similarities are, I kind of want to share my personal opinion about it. So I know I've mentioned this in a couple other videos, but my husband and I first discovered renting DVC points a couple of years ago, and we were going on an anniversary trip and really wanted to stay at a deluxe resort. And we knew there was no way we could pay the Disney price. We had to find some kind of deal. And so I discovered this whole world of renting DVC points. And I think it was on that trip where we actually got roped into a meeting with somebody for the DVC membership. We were really just going for the $100 gift card that they gave us. But anyway, we walked into this meeting and not really knowing what we were getting into, they explained the whole thing. It was an hour-long meeting explaining all of DVC, how the membership works, what our down payment would look like, what our annual fees would be, and we sat there like a sponge taking all this information in because it's so much. So you really have to do like a ton of research before you're buying into this, because it's a lot of money. It's expensive. But if you are going for all 50 years of your contract, then it may make sense for you. So that's one thing I know for us. There's some years that I know that we're probably not going to go to Disney as much as I would love it. Once kids start coming and they're really little, it just may not be an option for us to go every year. And I think anticipating those years coming, we just know that renting points is going to be the best thing for us, because we don't want to be in a place financially where we're making payments on a vacation that we're not taking, when really that money that we spent on our DVC payments and annual dues for that year could be spent on another vacation. I think that's kind of our mindset with it. And yes, there are years that we are going to go once, twice, 3 times and totally rent DVC points. And so we can stay at the deluxe resorts and have, take advantage of all of those things that I mentioned. But those VIP lounges and exclusive events and things like that, they're just not really important to me. So for some people, that's a huge way that they kind of determine, oh my gosh, yes, this is so worth it. We get to take advantage of all these events and lounges and exclusive access to all this different stuff, and that's great. I'm not saying anything negative about people like that. That is awesome. But just personally for us, we're just not interested in that. We love Disney with or without the lounges and being able to go to different events at parks. It just wasn't a huge factor for us. And then, yes, you do get a little bit of a discount on food, merchandise, and what was the other thing? What did I say? Oh, and the Florida resident ticket. It's a good saving that you get to take advantage of for your tickets, and especially if you do season passes. But again, for us, we just thought, for the amount of times that we're gonna go and for the number of years that we'll probably not go to Disney, it just didn't make sense for us to buy into the membership. So for us, renting points, we can still stay at Disney at those same deluxe villas for super cheap, over 50% off what Disney would, charge us. So we still get to stay at the same luxury resorts. We still get to book 11 months out, and we don't have to pay as much, and we're not paying annual dues. So that's kind of our reasoning as to why renting points is just kind of what works best for us, especially moving forward in the future when kids start coming. We don't have to feel obligated to plan a trip every year, even if it's, in an inconvenient time, or maybe we don't have the money for annual dues that year and it's, really tough financially. So, it keeps us in a place where we're not locked into something. Now we have, especially now that we've moved into a house, and if you have a mortgage and, car payments and all that stuff, it's just a lot to add on to regular bills, especially if you are young, married, newly married, or, whatever. It's a lot. So, if you're older and far established in life, totally different. You can fast forward through this part. But, for us personally, renting points is just the best way that we have found that works for us. And we're probably going to continue to rent points in the future rather than actually buying into the membership. So there's a ton of perks into buying into the membership, but there's also perks into just renting. So again, I hope this gave you some kind of honesty as to why it's okay to not buy into the membership and just rent points. I know I've seen so many videos of people who just love their, being a part of this membership, and I love watching videos like that, but I've rarely heard anyone mention that, they've done all the research, but they've decided to not buy it. So, nothing negative about the membership itself. It's just a personal decision. And, you know, like I said, I hope this helps bring a little bit of a different perspective just from some other videos that are out there on YouTube. You know, I really just wanted to be candid and honest about why we made this personal decision to just rent points. So it keeps us in a place where we're not locked in. And you know, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but I hope you kind of hear kind of where I'm coming from with this, because again, it's just my opinion, and you know, somebody else, it may work great for their family to buy into the membership, and it may make so much more sense for them financially. So you really just have to weigh all the pros and cons that come with, do we buy or do we rent? And there, you know, you may do a combination of both, because tons of people do that too. So again, it's just determining what works best for you personally, but I wanted to provide kind of a resource to see a little bit of both sides and maybe hear from somebody who's not buying into the membership and why. So let me know in the comments below what some of your pros and cons are to renting and buying DVC points and the membership and all of that. I'm sure I missed some stuff, so it might be helpful if you can think of anything else that maybe I missed to leave in the comments below. That would be awesome. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like Disney related content, and make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. That way you can get notifications every time I post a new video. And that's it for today. So we'll see you next time. Bye.